Our friend Lawrence O'Donnell is watching us from the air-conditioned confines of a Los Angeles studio, about which we are not at all jealous. Lawrence, I want you to weigh in here.
Yeah, Rachel, it's impossible, of course, to be smarter about what the Supreme Court has done than what Justice Sonia Sotomayor has said in her dissent, and I'm glad you read a piece of it. It's 17 pages long. It's a 6-3 decision. Obviously, all of the justices appointed by Republican presidents were in the majority. All of the justices appointed by Democratic presidents in this 3-person majority. And here is how Justice Sotomayor ended her 17-page dissent. She said, "Weeks ago, I warned that vacating the district court's injunction in these cases would, quote, unleash chaos and confuse voters," end quote. Nevertheless, the court forged ahead. Now the court is squarely faced with a record of the turmoil it has caused and the harm it has wrought. Yet just as Alabama doubled down on racial discrimination, the court today doubles down on chaos. Because I choose to defend the rule of law and the right of all Alabamians to participate equally in democracy, I respectfully dissent. And to just get a word in here about Scott Pelley's dissent about what's happening at CBS News and 60 Minutes, it comes in what is the year that it is marking the 50th anniversary of the film Network, for which Paddy Chayefsky won the Oscar for Best Screenplay. And Paddy Chayefsky's screenplay about network news at the time was considered realistic up to a point, and then it felt like it really went over a line into a zone that could never happen. And now we have seen it all happen. And what Scott Pelley did in that room, live, on the spot, was write the real world movie script of Network. His lines could not have been more perfect. They couldn't have landed any better. It's a scene, as you read it, as you hear some of the dialogue from that room, that is just stunning. And he stood there and he stood against the billionaire takeover, not just of CBS News, but of more than half of show business now, which David Ellison is trying to do and is on his way to doing with Donald Trump's approval. And because the Ellison family is seeking Donald Trump's approval, that is why Scott Pelley had to be fired. Donald Trump fired Scott Pelley through the Ellison family because the Ellison family wants to run as much of show business as Donald Trump will allow them to run while violating antitrust laws in the process.
Yeah. And guys like Trump the world over do this every single chance they can, because it is in their interest to not only consolidate media in the hands of people who are going to be loyal to them, but also to massively enrich those people and create power centers in those people that control both a ton of money, a ton of resources, a ton of, cornering the market in significant portions of American culture and media. So then those people will use their power that he has given them to keep him in power potentially indefinitely. I mean, that is the cycle that these guys tried to build. And it is a cycle that works like a conveyor belt for their own power and their own wealth until the American people step in and cut that conveyor belt off. And that is what election nights are for.